Ramayana is not a myth. Every person should actually travel to Ayodhya. Ayodhya, it's not just a birthplace, but the kind of vibes that you would get over there. You cannot really explain that in words. In Ramayana, वनवास जो था वो 14 साल का था. It was 14 years, right? So we wanted to create that Ramayana Parikrama from Ayodhya to Ashok Vatika. दशरथ और प्रभु राम जी का मिलाप कभी हो ही नहीं पाया. One of my guests, it was a group of around 6, all senior citizens. They wanted to travel to Ayodhya, Varanasi and Prayagraj. One of these gentlemen, around 71, 74 years old, he started getting breathing problem. Unfortunately, he passed away. The coincidence is, his name was Dashrath. Just imagine, just because Bhagavan Sri Ram advised Hanuman to go all the way to Sri Lanka, he did not believe in himself that he could fly. Just because Prabhu Sri Ram said that you can fly, he could actually fly and he went over there.
Hello viewers, welcome to the show again. And I remember a very powerful line by Aristotle. He said that if you really want to learn best of your life, you need to travel. And that's where we have a guest today. His name is Ameya. Ameya would be sharing with us how you should be looking at travel. One very important thing when I was talking to him before the show, he said is, travel is not investment, it's an experience. And when you die, people say that when you die, you don't make list of things what you have achieved, but you definitely make list of things in your mind that what you have missed in your life. So are you missing travel? So let's speak to Ameya and learn more about travel. Thank you, Ameya, for joining in and sharing your knowledge with us today on the travel.
Thank you so much.
So before we start on the travel, I know you are you have done education in hotel management, and travel is being part of your education also. Would you like to share a little bit about your background? How did you come to travel and your experience in IHM and all those things? I know you studied in UK, you've done internship in US. Couple of sharings from your education as a travel industry.
Surely, yes. That is one of the most interesting stories of my life, actually. While I was studying in UK, I completed my master's. I pursued my master's, and at the time of my convocation, my parents, they wanted to come over to UK, and then they wanted to experience how exactly and what exactly that particular event is going to be. So I invited them, and they were there for my convocation. And of course, when they were there in UK, I wanted them to take across entire UK. So UK consists of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. And all 4 countries are so beautiful. They're so beautiful. I wanted to take them to every single place that actually exists in UK. But of course, that was not possible. So I selected few of them. So that was the first time when I decided that probably I'll take them on a UK trip. And that was fully sponsored by me. So that was one good achievement in my life, what I assume that was one of the best achievements in my life. And we went to Scotland, one of the most beautiful places in the world. We went to Scotland. In the northern part of Scotland, there is a place called as Inverness. And I was fascinated with one particular location in Scotland. The name itself said Ruins of Castle. And I just wanted to visit that place. I just wanted to see that what exactly this is. It was exciting. And so I traveled from London to Scotland, which was around 2 hours flight. Then from Edinburgh to Inverness, which was around 12 hours journey. Then from Inverness, we had to travel in boat for around next 2 hours to reach to that particular place called as Ruins of Castle. And when I reached over there, what I actually saw, the place was completely ruined. There were hardly any walls which were remaining, and there was nothing else. And that's what exactly clicked my mind, that this is what exactly I paid approximately more than £200, for just to come and see these broken walls. There was no castle at all. And that's what exactly struck my mind. Back in India, we've got so good castles, we call them Killa.
Beautiful castle, not ruined.
Beautiful castle, exactly. Not completely ruined ones. They are still not in very good condition. But then yes, there are so many things which are still available. Then why not focus on these particular things, and why not invite people across the world to come back to India to take them in my Maharashtra, in my motherland, and then showcase them all these beautiful castles that we have. So this is how exactly it started, and started working on that. So in 2012, I started working on what exactly I wanted to do. Then it was full and final decided that tourism will be something that I'll be focusing on. Came back to India. I worked on that particular project for around 2 years. I did my survey. I did everything that was required to start with a new business. 2014, I came back to India and started with this particular organization named Enthusiastics Management Pvt Limited.
Wonderful. So you wanted to not only show to Indians and internationally, a lot of foreigners that the kind of country, beautiful country we have. And I was talking to you. You also take Indians to outside world. And one of the very interesting things we were talking about honeymoons. So if you think of a marriage, every listener, if I tell them to think of their own marriage, they would remember honeymoon for sure because it's an experience. You go to a place, because in India, we most of the time end up marrying with a stranger and you have to make them a friend and you need time and space to do that. So would you like to, share what kind of honeymoon destinations are there in India or internationally, and what's your experience taking a lot of couples to honeymoon? I know you have took a lot of couples to honeymoon to start their married life. So
absolutely, probably more than 10,000.
More than 10,000. Wow.
Passengers, as in 5,000 couples probably we must have sent them on their dream destination. So basically when you travel, it's not just travel but it's an experience, what I feel, and that's what exactly even our slogan says, that experience matters. A lot of people, if you see in this particular era, 2025 we are in now, a lot of marriages, they are actually getting on a negative side. They're getting on a very poor state, and that too within 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, specifically if we talk about large cities in India. So that's what exactly the problem is, because and the root cause is that they're not able to spend time with each other. The couple is not able to spend time with each other, and that's what exactly happens in their life. They're not able to spend time with each other. It's the quality time that they're missing out. And eventually they get into that particular thing in their mind that मैंने क्यों शादी कर ली इसके साथ. Though it is a love marriage or an arranged marriage, that's what exactly happens in India most of the times. But then people eventually start feeling that probably this was a mistake that I did, right? And the root cause is that they're not able to spend time. This is where actually your honeymoon makes a lot of difference. It is our experience that whomsoever goes on a honeymoon, and that honeymoon is been specifically designed for them in a way what they actually enjoy, then definitely they don't actually fight at least for 6 to 8 months after their trip is done. Be it honeymoon or be it any travel. That is the most important travel. You probably might go on a trip with your partner maybe 100 times after your honeymoon, right? You probably might not remember that 50 years or 20 years down. You would always remember that first trip. Because those kind of feeling that you have, those kind of emotions that you have, for your partner in your very first trip, that is priceless. And you probably might not get that ever. That's the reason your honeymoon has to be extremely, extremely special. That has to be completely different. And that cannot be along with 10 or 20 more people. That has to be private.
Okay. So you're talking about taking honeymoon, when you're planning for honeymoon, it should be more personalized experience. So I know a lot of viewers who are listening to us, they may be planning for honeymoon now.
Absolutely.
Because they're getting married, or maybe parents, they want to gift, honeymoon as a gift to the marriage to the kids. So what are things to look after when they plan for a destination, especially personalization's perspective? Because I remember something about my honeymoon which I'll share, but I want to listen to your expert advice first.
Right. So first of all, most important thing is that we need to understand what exactly the person likes. If in case I like mountains, that does not mean that my partner also like mountains. Probably she might be enjoying seashore more. So we need to mix and match. We need to understand what exactly the requirement is, what they are going to enjoy. Some person probably might be very much fascinated about the history, the culture, the architecture, of that particular place. We never recommend to travel to Dubai or Singapore or to Europe for that matter for honeymoon. The reason are living because there are so many things to see and witness over there, right? And if you're getting married, definitely 2 months prior to your wedding date, you are completely exhausted.
Yeah.
On the day of wedding, you're completely tired and you're still smiling. Even after your wedding date, there are few more rituals which are still pending. And after that, immediately you're traveling. So you need to go on a break. You need to spend time with each other. You need to understand the person. No matter if you are into relationship with that particular person for more than 2 years, 5 years, or even 10 years, but you have not stayed with that particular person. And when you start living with that person for 24 hours, you start understanding that person even in a much different way or better way, I would say. So what happens is, when you start living with that person, you probably might understand that this is something which I had not thought of. This is something which I have to now compromise. This is something which I have to now adjust. So every person adjusts, be it a male, be it a female, everybody have to adjust in their life. But then most important part is how you spend quality time with each other. In today's world, if you are not able to spend quality time with each other, definitely it is not going to work out. And
Don't be tourist on honeymoon.
absolutely, don't be tourist at all. Just go on a vacation to place like where there is no much of the things to see or witness. Maldives is one of the most beautiful places on the earth, right? Maldives, there is no much of sightseeing. Just have to go relax on the beaches. In India, we've got beautiful beaches in Pondicherry. We've got a place called Pooar, which is completely unexplored. Hardly any people know about Pooar, right? Then
Kerala, right?
Pooar is in Kerala, yes, right. If you have to look into some northern part in Himalayas, then there are so many good places to explore over there. Those people who want to explore mountains, or those who love mountains, then definitely there is no other place like Spiti.
Wow, Spiti Valley is beautiful. Yes.
Extremely beautiful. And there are certain destinations in India which are still developing, right? So what we usually say, that don't travel to destination which are still not having that kind of an experience. They are not able to provide you with that kind of experience which you actually need when you travel for your honeymoon. So travel to those destinations which are well equipped, where the people are completely trained, where facilities are good, amenities are available. In case of anything, they are there to give you good service. So travel to those destinations.
I remember India is a beautiful place because you have mountains like Himalayas, or other mountains are everywhere. Vindhyachal and a lot of mountains are there.
True.
Himalaya is definitely beautiful. We have desert called Rajasthan in Thar, and we have huge beach line which starts from Gujarat to Chennai to come back to Calcutta. Huge beach line. So beautiful place. India gives a lot of option. I remember when you were saying about planning honeymoon, I was planning when we were planning our honeymoon. So we were trying to find out what are common interests we have. So I'm born and brought up in Rajasthan, so I've seen a lot of forts because it's near for me. It's easy access. So Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, a lot of places. So my interest was not much because it's about day-to-day action for me.
Right.
I love water for sure, and I love mountains. So beaches or mountains were my choices. So my wife loves more history, so she wanted to go to forts. And fort was no for me because it's all from childhood. And she doesn't like mountains because she doesn't like cold. So beach was the common thing. And you said it, which is not explored. So our honeymoon, 50% time was on Pooar Island.
Oh wow!
We were in Pooar. So
wonderful. Good choice.
Yeah, I remember it's a beautiful place. So if people don't plan well, or sometimes they just go by advise people go to like Bangkok or Dubai or more travel destination, tourist destination or shopping, and when you may not live your honeymoon well. So it's an experience and memory. And beautiful thing you said before show I remember is why to take one honeymoon break.
Indeed.
Because when you look back in any relationship, the most important thing is experiences you did together. And travel is a beautiful experience.
There is no other experience like travel. And I would say you don't really realize unless and until you reach to that particular destination that what you're actually missing in the life, or rather what you would have missed in the life, until you have actually not explored that place physically yourself. People do talk about that particular destination. This is so beautiful. This is so good. But then unless and until you do not experience it yourself, you're not going to understand what you're missing.
What other kind of experiences people can have on travel? Would you like to put some light for CEOs or maybe team members or parents? What kind of travel experiences other people can have?
So yes, definitely. Travel is something that you should do often with your friends, with your family, because they are your lifeline. It's not just
Wow.
spouse, then
Wow.
it's not just partner, but your family, entire family, your parents, right? Parents, why we are existing, the reason only is because of our parents. What they have actually done, they have struggled throughout their life, and that is the reason what we are today. We are in this particular situation or this particular state, and this is our duty, because they must have sacrificed their vacations when they were young, and now we are able to afford, or we are able to travel everywhere. It is our moral responsibility to take them on the vacations now, and it's not necessary that they have to go only for the pilgrim. It's not necessary that they only want to visit pilgrim places. Definitely, they also enjoy mountains, they also enjoy adventure, they also enjoy jungles, they also enjoy beaches. Yes, absolutely, everybody have their own taste, everybody likes some or the other different part. So how we can actually find out that what exactly this particular person enjoys, and then plan the trip accordingly. So I'll just share one experience. I'd actually traveled to Dubai in 2019, and so it was extended family, and we were almost 19 of us who were traveling to Dubai, and this was our first experience of an international trip as entire extended family.
Wow.
And so I had my daughter who was 10 months old, and my grandfather who was 81. So that was the variation.
Your grandfather.
My
So
grandfather.
4 generations traveling together.
Indeed.
Wow.
So 4 generations traveling together, and Dubai is such a wonderful place. There was something for everybody. Why we selected Dubai? Because we wanted to make sure that even my 10 months old daughter, she would also enjoy something. And my 81-year-old grandfather, even he would enjoy something. For youngsters, you can actually enjoy everything. You can travel everywhere. You can experience everything, be it adventure, be it luxury, be it, you have to adjust somewhere. It is absolutely okay. But for age 75 plus, and for age which is below 2, they have very limited things where they can actually go, or they can actually see.
Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful thing when 4 generations travel together.
Indeed.
So we spoke about traveling with your spouse, honeymoon, or maybe anniversary celebrations. We spoke about traveling with family. I would also touch upon traveling with friends. So I always advise all the wives that you should keep pushing your husband to go for a one friend's trip. Leave them alone for that particular 4 or 5 days, 3 days, 2 days trip. And if this particular thing is heard by any wife, you should tell your husband, go with your friends, because a happy husband will be very happy when he goes with a friend once in a year at least, and whatever happiness he gets, he come back and give to the entire family. So any destinations for friends to travel? What places friends can travel together?
Absolutely. See, most important thing is the trust. Nowadays, a lot of people, when they want to tell to their spouse, their wife, that I want to travel with my friends, most of the time it is Thailand.
Yeah, I know.
Right? But it is all about the trust. There are so many good things that you can actually do, along with your friends. Like, let's say, for an example, going on a bike ride in Himalayas,
Wow.
in Ladakh.
Yeah.
Right? There is one more thing which is on my bucket list: driving from Pune to London.
Yes, I know. There's a
Yeah.
trip happens from Pune to London. Yes.
Absolutely, there's a trip that happens from Pune to London, or riding a bike from Pune to Goa. Right? So, a bike, as in it's a cycle bike.
Yeah.
So these are some kind of an experiences that you can do only with your friends, or trekking. Maybe EBC is on
EBC.
my bucket
Everest
list
Base
as
Camp,
well.
yes.
Yes. So we just did Vasota. So I call it VBC. So I'm actually planning for EBC. But before I actually go to EBC, I wanted to do VBC, GBC, and then EBC.
EBC, okay.
So what is VBC and GBC? There is no terminology known as VBC or GBC, but I wanted to go to Vasota. So Vasota is extremely beautiful, just like Scotland. I explained about the journey we're actually been to in Loch Ness in Inverness a few minutes before, and exactly same kind of an experience you can actually see if you go to Vasota. You still have to travel. Of course, the luxury and all everything in Scotland is different than
yes.
what you can get in Maharashtra, but yes, the kind of a scenery, the kind of a nature that you can experience is exactly the same. So it's a Vasota base camp, what I named it, right?
EBC.
Exactly. The reason only being because I wanted to achieve that EBC. And then I'm planning for Girnar trek. along with my friends once again. So it is once again, it's spiritual and it is a trek.
Yes.
And that too, again, along with my friends.
Yeah, I remember I done EBC last year,
Wow.
and it was with friends, and every day I used to think, why did I come? Because you are uphill, oxygen levels are going down, you feel like vomiting. But every day evening when friends were sitting together, we were cheering each other, we were motivating each other. Someone was going slow, everyone was together. So we were reducing our speed, we were increasing our speed. But the bonding, what happened there was amazing. And I think when I look back, EBC would be one of the experiences I would remember always. EBC and definitely skydiving. Two things which I would always remember because these things you can do with friends. Jump together. And
Absolutely.
that's what friends are all about, jump together. So adventure travel or sometimes spiritual travel. Traveling with friends also makes a big difference. And you were sharing about a lot of CEOs and managing directors and they also travel.
True.
So what are the reasons a senior management or they should travel? What could be the reason? Or entrepreneurs. A lot of entrepreneurs should also travel. What could be the reason for their... And now I'm not talking a personal experience, but now here we are trying to divert towards the growth for the business, where you're leading the business.
So I call it as a QRT, which is known as quality recovery time, which is extremely important for every single individual. Okay, specifically for the business owners. When business owners, they go on their QRT, right? Rather, when they go out somewhere in the nature, whatever peace of mind that they get over there, right, away from all the headaches, away from all the tensions, where there is no network to the phone is not ringing at all, you get time for yourself, relax, come back with new ideas, the kind of decisions that probably you might be taking in your business after coming back, that would be phenomenal. The kind of growth that you would experience in your organization, that would be completely different. Lot of large organizations, all the multimillionaires, this is what somewhere I had read, actually somewhere I have understood, a lot of multimillionaires, this is what exactly they do. They travel along with their MDs, their CEOs, their top management level to some island, to some destination where there is no network at all, and all they want them to do over there is just relax. And then after a couple of days, they have their board meeting on that particular island itself, and the kind of decisions or kind of ideas that come out from their mind, that actually helps to boost the business to the next level altogether.
Awesome.
That's what exactly we tried it as well. So we could not go to any island, but we went to Goa. And so we were 6 of us, the top management level of my organization. We went over there, we went to Goa, and we came back with a fantastic idea. We wanted to create some different kind of an experience for the people. So we just came back with an idea. In Ramayana, Vanvas jo tha, वो 14 साल का था. It was 14 years, right? So we wanted to create that Ramayana Parikrama.
Wow.
From Ayodhya to Ashok Vatika. On the route where Prabhu Sri Ram had actually traveled.
Wow.
So it will start from Ayodhya, it can go to Nasik, from there to Hampi, from there it will go to Kollam, where Jatayu was killed. Then from there it would be going to Rameshwaram, and then from there all the way to Sri Lanka. So 7 nights in India, 7 nights in Sri Lanka.
Wow.
So this ideology, which is not available anywhere, this ideology, this kind of an itinerary which can be designed, it came to our mind when we were in Goa, just relaxing, doing nothing for 2 days.
Wonderful. If we can try to relive or see things which were created by Prabhu Sri Ramji, we'll have a beautiful life, and we see a lot of signs of they were present.
I knew, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful travel. I also wanted, when you were talking about spiritual travel, we have a new spiritual triangle which people travel a lot. We'd like to touch upon Ayodhya, Varanasi, and Prayagraj, and give little importance why people travel to these 3 places.
So Ayodhya, it's not just a birthplace, but the kind of vibes that you would get over there. You know, as soon as you enter in that particular area, that particular locality, the kind of positive vibes that you would start getting, you cannot really explain that in words, right? Travel definitely increases your patience level. When you travel to Ayodhya, just try and imagine what kind of patience Prabhu Sri Ram might have been having in him. Just a day prior, when he slept, he was announced that he will be going on a king's throne next morning. But when he woke up in the morning, he was being told that all these things are not going to happen. You're going to jungle for next 14 years. Just imagine what kind of patience level that probably he must be having. And travel exactly helps in increasing the patience level. You must have traveled where you must have experienced flight has been delayed or been cancelled, right? Or probably the hotels are not having the rooms available, so you still have to wait over there. Even if in case you're traveling in a bus or train, probably it is stuck in the traffic. Bus might be stuck in the traffic, or car might be stuck in the traffic. Trains are getting delayed in India. Trains are getting delayed even for 24 hours, right? So this is something which you get to learn, you get to understand. Then Varanasi, some destinations are so spiritually strong. As soon as you visit Kashi Vishwanath temple, you would understand the importance, the significance of that particular place. You know, why people want to go over there, why people say this is the place for moksha, and why people actually go over there. One of the recent experiences I would like to share with you, a little disturbing experience for us. One of my guests, it was a group of around 6, all senior citizens. They wanted to travel to Ayodhya, Varanasi, and Prayagraj. They went to Varanasi first. They did all the puja and all everything for their forefathers, and then from there they went to Prayagraj. They enjoyed over there. From there they went to Ayodhya for Bhagwan Prabhu Sri Ram's darshan. Now they've reached in Ayodhya little late. So as per the plan, they were supposed to go to Ram Mandir in the next morning. Unfortunately, one of this gentlemen, around 71, 74 years old, he started getting breathing problem. So he was immediately admitted in the hospital. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh.
Right in Ayodhya. The coincidence is, his name was Dashrath.
I'm getting goosebumps right now, yes.
His name was Dashrath. दशरथ और प्रभु राम जी का मिलाप कभी हो ही नहीं पाया. And same thing happened in this particular case as well. I'm getting goosebumps as well when I'm talking to you. So these are some different kind of an experience when, as a travel entrepreneur, we have to face as well. And we are well equipped. Even in such kind of situations, we are well equipped with supporting the people, whatever is required to be done in this particular situations.
I always recommend people to go with someone expert when you plan a travel. Though you can plan, but I would say I recommend go to with an expert, because an unfortunate situation can come in any time.
Indeed.
I remember when we went to ABC, suddenly on the last run to EBC, one day prior, one of our friend, his oxygen level went to 20%.
Oh.
And suddenly a chopper has to be bought in. He has to go to Kathmandu, admitted in hospital. But we planned everything with an travel agent who was highly experienced on adventure travel. Entire thing was covered in insurance.
Perfect.
As well as, no trouble. Rather, one of the travel person's team member also traveled, because we all were traveling to EBC next day. And someone has to be there because no one is Kathmandu. That day I realized that, we could have planned, but it's better to go with an expert, because they plan for what we cannot see, because that's the experience they have. And even honeymoon travel or spiritual travel for parents or traveling with a friend, it is always good to go for an expert like you to plan the travel. Like, the way you said Ayodhya to
Prayagraj and Varanasi.
Varanasi. Yeah. No, Ramji's trip, Ayodhya to
Ashok Vatika.
Ashok Vatika. Correct. So that's a beautiful concept.
Indeed.
But when you go to expert like you, then only we can get to know about the concept. Now I want to touch upon another sensitive area on travel. A lot of people feel that traveling is expensive because we want to go for good hotels. We don't want to live in, 1-star hotels or dharamshalas. If preferred, we should always live a beautiful travel, because it's an experience we are creating.
True.
I remember you were sharing something about your club where travel can be, good travel can be made easy, and how the club is different. Would like to talk about your ethics club and
Sure.
give us more detail about that too.
See, travel is something which leaves you speechless in the beginning and then converts you into a storyteller. And travel is something which is mandatory. We as human beings, three basic necessities of our life are
Roti kapda makan.
रोटी कपड़ा मकान, right? ये सिर्फ पैंडेमिक तक था,
Correct.
right? Now we have understood that we cannot stuck inside one place, we cannot be at one particular location for a long time, and who knows what's coming tomorrow? So why not go and enjoy? So travel have become another most important thing, right? And today we cannot definitely live without internet. So internet and travel have become basic necessities of every human being.
So now roti kapda makan, travel and internet.
Internet and travel.
Internet and travel.
Right. So since now this is a basic necessity of every human being, we are talking about every individual should be able to travel as per his pocket size. And that's the reason what we have created is every person should be able to go in his particular budget. Now, tell me one thing. Do you go to restaurant often for meals?
Yeah, once a week maybe.
Once a week, and how much does it usually cost you?
For two people, around 1500,
1500?
1500.
Do you go every week just because there is any kind of a particular reason celebrating birthday or anniversary every single week, or just for
an
casual?
experience.
Just for an experience.
Just
correct?
spending time, breaking the pattern of, that's a family time, we get it together. So, couple of reasons basically.
Right. So around 1500 you're spending for one particular meal,
Correct.
and you're going out around every single week. So around four times,
Yes, 4
right? Okay. My second question is, do you go to supermarkets for shopping, for your grocery and all the stuff shopping?
Yeah, I used to now because of Blinkit and apps have come in, so it's been delivered. But yes, but it was a pattern to go to DMart or some other store and
Right.
buy the groceries.
How much do you intend to spend, or you used to intend to spend, and how much do you actually spend when you go to these supermarkets?
We actually spend more because a lot of things were not part of our list. But when we see it, read the labels, and we find this would be more interesting to try it out, and we end up buying more. So we may go with an idea of buying, let's say 20 items, but we end up buying 40 items because we like 40 more while looking at it. Yes, so we end up more.
So probably you must have planned for around 3 to 4,000 approximately that I would be spending over here, and you come back with around 6 to 7,000.
Correct.
Right? So what if in case I tell you that only in this particular difference amount, or your one particular dinner, 1 month's your dinner or lunch, whatever you're going to spend over there, in that particular amount itself, if you save that, you can actually go on a foreign trip every single year.
Wow.
So that's what exactly Club Ethics is. We are only holiday club organization which says that we are a holiday company, and we actually mean it, right? It's first ever and only concept in India, in entire world, where a club is actually providing with entire vacation and not just an accommodation.
So not naming the companies who say that they are holiday planning, but they don't do it. I know it because I've experienced personally. But for our viewers, would you like to tell a difference between these clubs and how you are different? And when you say we are really holiday planning company, what does that mean?
Right. So all the clubs which are providing only accommodation for a week, and it's a long 20-25 years long memberships. We are not really creating 20-25 years long membership because as per our survey, what we understood was that hardly anybody is actually utilizing it. So you spend lakhs of rupees just for this kind of a membership, and then annual maintenance fee is something that we have to pay every single year. Here we are not collecting even 1 single rupee under annual maintenance fees. What we are doing is we are creating a small membership of only 7 years. In these 7 years, you travel to any destination. We have got a list of 60 destinations.
60 international destinations?
60, 15 international,
15.
45 within India. So 60 destinations, you can select any 7. If you want all international, you can select all international, which includes Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali, Mauritius. We've got some Eastern European countries as well, like Uzbekistan. Tashkent is very much popular nowadays. Baku is very much famous. So Azerbaijan, Dubai, some neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. So all these countries are available. You can select all 7 destinations. You travel over these countries for 5 days. So 5 days, 4 nights. Your bare minimum breakfast is expected. Whenever you go on a vacation, whenever you are staying at any particular hotel, what you expect is bare minimum breakfast to hona chahiye.
Yes.
So breakfast is included, which hardly any other club is actually providing.
They just give a place.
They just give place.
Oh, that is also you have to struggle a lot to get a place.
True. How are you going to reach to that particular place? That is a big question mark, because the local taxi is going to charge you double. Because these resorts are located in a secluded area.
And it's a new country also. We don't understand the language. We don't understand the prices. We don't. Uber may not be available everywhere. So it's a difficult situation.
Just imagine you're walking out of an airport and there is somebody who is standing with your name card.
It's
right?
so simple, yeah.
And that person know exactly where you are supposed to be dropped. So your airport pickup and drop at that particular destination is also been taken care of. And you're going on a vacation, so you want to explore the places. You want to go out on a sightseeing. So your sightseeing for 3 days is also included.
Sightseeing is included.
Including the transportation and including the entry tickets as well.
Wow.
So that you don't have to stand in the queue and then, waste your time in the queue itself. Because a lot of people, they spend most of the time in standing the queue for the tickets. And then same time they have to spend for the attraction. So here your time is actually saved. So this is what exactly we are creating. Your entire 7 years, 1 trip every single year, where around 3-star deluxe or 4-star category hotels have been provided. Your breakfast is included. Your airport pickup and drop is included. Your sightseeing is included. Entry tickets are included. And ethics is known since last 10 years for its value additions. So you never know. You select any destination and probably you might end up getting much more than what you are actually paying for. And all these things coming for the price of just 3,333 per person per month.
Wow. That's all.
That's
international travel, you're saying.
International travel.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know the power of IHM because it's one of the best institutes of India for hotel management.
Indeed,
And a lot of your friends would be GMs and senior position of hotels. So, if I have a friend who is IHM pass out, I'll call him for hotel booking. I know the kind of things he can arrange.
True.
But everyone may not have a friend in IHM.
True.
And that's why you are there. So Ameya can be everyone's friend and you can plan. That's what you've decided to help people.
Absolutely.
To have a beautiful experiences of their life through travel. So wonderful. And for spiritual travel, which is more popular in India, would you recommend, let's say there's a son or daughter who's watching and they want to send this year, 2025, to their parents to some beautiful 7-8 nights spiritual travel, what all places you recommend in India?
So I would like to share some Indian as well as some international destinations.
Also, yes.
Because Hinduism is something which is spread across the world and we hardly know about them. I'll specifically focus more on Hinduism right now over here. And I personally believe if you want to educate your kids, don't educate only through the books, but educate them through the real experiences. And the real experiences can be while you're traveling. So within India, there are so many good places. Every person should actually travel to Ayodhya. That's what I personally believe. And the kind of the infrastructure that is getting developed over there now, the temple and its beauty is amazing. It's just amazing. It will still take probably 3 to 4 more years for the entire temple to, get built. So Ayodhya is definitely one place that you should definitely take your kids over there. Then your Char Dham Yatra. It is not meant to be only for the senior citizens. Definitely it is for your 2 to 3 years old child as well. They should understand what exactly the spiritual power is, what exactly the meaning of spirituality is. They would sense that, they'll experience that over there. Then Amritsar, Golden Temple, the kind of vibes that you get over there when you, as soon as you enter in Golden Temple, it's just amazing. You can't really express those feelings in the words. It's just amazing.
And for international destinations, what would you recommend?
I would share my own example. I just went to Sri Lanka recently with my family, and my son is just 3 years old, my daughter is 7 years old. So they both knew about Ramayana, but they have actually now experienced Ramayana. I had actually taken them to Ashok Vatika. I had taken them to the Ravana's cave, where Mata Sita was being kept immediately after she was kidnapped. So for first year, she was in that particular cave. Just imagine the kind of darkness that probably, would be in that particular cave at that particular time when there were no lights. Nowadays, we've got torch and all, everything. So we use torches. But still, my kids were so scared. Even we were scared to get inside that particular cave. And it's on the height probably around more than around 2,500 or 3,000 meters probably. And then another place is Gangaram Temple, which is again in Sri Lanka. There is one more, Trincomaleshwar is one of the places in Sri Lanka, in Trincomalee. So that's what exactly they used to call earlier. Now the name is a little different. I'm just not able to recollect that name right now. But Trincomaleshwar is the name of one of the shivlings where Ravana used to do Bhagwan Shankar's puja over there. So that is another place. Then where Mata Sita had actually performed the Agni Pariksha. There is Agni Pariksha temple which is available, where Prabhu Sri Hanuman, for the first time ever, when he landed in Sri Lanka, when he met Mata Sita for the first time, so his footprints are still visible. So a lot of things we get to understand and learn from Ramayana and from this particular story. Just imagine, just because Bhagavan Sri Ram advised Hanuman to go all the way to Sri Lanka, he did not believe in himself that he could fly, right? It was his belief on Prabhu Sri Ram. And just because Prabhu Shri Ram said that you can fly, he could actually fly, and he went over there. Now, he tried to find Mata Sita everywhere, and probably in movie and in serial, we must have seen that immediately in next episode, he tried searching her here and there, and then immediately in second episode, he could find her.
Yeah.
But was it that easy for him? It was definitely not. It took him more than 3 to 4 years to find her. So imagine the kind of time that he have invested to search her on that entire island. And after that, when he could find her, that is something that you need to understand. That is something that helps you to learn that this is the kind of patience that you need to keep in yourself. Now, if we are going to tell our kids that you should have patience, they are not going to understand. But this story have actually definitely impacted them. This is applicable in your business life as well. We are trying to reach to success. We are trying to reach to that particular ladder, but we are not able to achieve it. It's not that easy. It's not easy to achieve success immediately. But then consistency, that's what we need to understand. And that's what exactly we learn from Hanuman. That he kept on trying. He tried everywhere. And then at the last moment, when he decided that I'm not able to perform my duty, I should die over here. And then he sat on a rock. And he was just thinking that probably I'll just get, into this sea, and I'll just die over here because I'm not able to find Mata Sita. And then he thought, okay, let me try one more time. Probably I might have missed out one particular place. And then after that, he started searching once again, and then he could find her. So consistency is the key.
Yeah, wow.
So this is what exactly we get to learn when we travel. Now, this story I never knew. When I traveled to Sri Lanka, this was the actual story that I could understand from the locals over there, who believe that Ramayana is not a myth. There are so many evidences which are still available in Sri Lanka.
Wonderful. So travel is the real teacher, and you can learn a lot. Old days, people learn from travelers. Simple. I want to divert a little bit towards one of the luxury holiday style called cruise holidays. Would you like to recommend who for whom cruise holidays right, And if someone want to go for a cruise holiday with the spouse or the family, what all places are available? Because I don't know whether we have good cruises in India, or if it is international destination, what would be a good cruise holiday internationally?
India is such a beautiful country. We have got everything available in India. It is just that we are not utilizing it.
So cruise holidays are available.
Cruise available. It's Mumbai to Lakshadweep, Lakshadweep to Mumbai. This is 4 nights, 5 days, or 5 nights, 6 days travel plan. Ride on a cruise. It's a world-class cruise line. It's amazing facilities, beautiful amenities, beautiful rooms. You should definitely experience it. No matter with whom you're traveling, you would definitely enjoy. Rather, I believe that people should actually get married on the cruise. People can actually plan their board meetings, businesses on the cruise. People can network on the cruise, because the kind of network that it would happen on these particular places, it is going to remain in your mind for lifetime, because this is something which is unusual. This is different. Probably people can meet together in one particular office or in a restaurant. They are not going to remember, but people are going to meet at this particular location. They will always remember, they will always cherish. And definitely the kind of bonding that is going to happen, that will be completely to the next level.
Any international cruise holiday, if you want to recommend?
Singapore is absolutely beautiful. From Singapore, it actually travels to multiple islands in Malaysia. It travels from Singapore to Thailand as well, to Phuket. From in Italy to Spain, from Greece to Turkey. So there are multiple cruise lines. One of the best cruises is from Canada, from Vancouver to Alaska.
Yes.
So this is one of the most amazing and something that everybody, if it allows them ever in their lifetime, should definitely do it. Most scenic cruise route is from Vancouver to Alaska. Should definitely have the benefit of experiencing it.
Wonderful. The more we talk with you, the more you want to travel. Now I want to go to Sri Lanka, I want to go to Japan, I want to go to Canada, to Vancouver, cruise holiday. I want to go everywhere. I want to go to Hampi. I want to go everywhere. So it's exciting to listen about stories. And I know the kind of earth, the vast earth we have, we could still speak only 1 or 2% of things.
True.
But definitely we should travel, and travel is the best experience. If you would like to share anything with our viewers last, then definitely you can do it. And I would like to thank you after that for coming on the show. Yes.
I would just like to say that life is short and the world is wide. So just go out and travel, experience the world, experience it, because investment in travel is like investment in yourself. Yeah. And never miss out to invest in yourself, because this is going to be the best teacher of your life. Unless and until you're not going to visit that particular place, you would probably miss out, and you don't even know what you're going to miss out, or rather what you're missing out in the life. And one of the key elements to maintain your relationship, be it with your partner, be it with your friends, be it with your parents, be it with your siblings, be it with your team members, travel is the key. Travel increases the patience level. Travel is the best teacher. And travel is something that is mandatory for everybody. So do travel.
Let's travel.
Let's travel. Yes, absolutely.
That should be the philosophy of life. Thank you very much for joining in today. Coming from your busy schedule, you could come, you could share, and you inspired all of us on the travel. Thank you very much for joining in.
Thanks to you for having me, and thanks to all the viewers for listening to this podcast.
Travel could be your best memory, or it could be worst. It all depends on how the travel went. And if you plan to fail, you fail to plan. So if you really want your travel to be the best memory, I would recommend speaking to Ameya. His company is wonderful. They've been in the field for more than 15 years, and they've been planning tours and travel. They have done honeymoon planning for 5,000 plus couples till now. So, and a lot of board meetings and spiritual travel and adventure travel for friends, family, employees, vendors. For pharmaceutical company, they take a lot of people to. For pharmaceutical company, they take a lot of doctors to the plan. For pharmaceutical companies, they take a lot of doctors out for the bonding and recreation and learning. So travel. So if you want to plan travel, go to description box. Ameya and his company's details are there. I recommend you should talk to him once before you plan any travel. And happy travel, and let's travel.